This segment brought to you by Kansas Farm Bureau, the voice of agriculture. To join today or more information, go to kfb.org or find us on Facebook and Twitter.
Here we are again.
So were you invited to the inaugural, Frank?
Not this one, no.
Nor was I, but never fear, there is another ceremony. And Frank, earlier in the year, a few months ago, did a segment on the Also Ran Gallery in Norton. Well, their big moment is coming up. They apparently didn't get invited to the inaugural either, but they have their own inaugural party. So this Friday from 9 to 3, the First State Bank there in Norton will have open house. And at 10:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, they will have the official hanging of Hillary Clinton's portrait in the gallery of Also Rans. So they will be broadcasting, they have a TV set up in there, and they'll be broadcasting the inaugural ceremonies, and they'll have cookie and punch and all this good stuff, and they'll officially hang her portrait. But Lee Ann Shearer invites everybody to come out and join them as they hang her portrait up there. And if you go back to our archives and look at the segment that Frank did, this museum is really, this one's got to be on your bucket list because it's just pretty cool.
Well, many years ago when Alf Landon owned WREN Radio and I worked there, and I got to know Alf pretty well, and he gave me a book once called The Also Rans, and of course he was in it because he was one of the Also Rans that only carried one state, and it wasn't Kansas. Anyway, and he used to, when it would get around to political time, we were selling political advertising, he would come in and visit the sales staff and say, now, these politicians are going to want to talk to me. So you need to remember, I lost. Anyway.
Well, that book will figure in this next story, so let's take a look. It is a dubious honor, the first woman on a wall of losers. But in this, Hillary Clinton finds herself in some distinguished company. Tucked away in Norton's First State Bank is the Museum of Also Rans, featuring portraits of the presidential losers. In the early 1960s, the town of Norton, Kansas, was looking for a way to boost local tourism. Local businessman and president of the First State Bank, Walter Rouse, came up with an idea to recreate a stagecoach station along the route of the 1859 Leavenworth and Pikes Peak Express route that ran through town, known as Stagecoach Station 15. Rouse then commissioned a painting to be placed in the bank lobby of Horace Greeley, the most famous person to have stayed at the Norton station. Greeley was the owner and publisher of the New York Tribune, and on the losing ticket for president in 1872, defeated by the incumbent Ulysses S. Grant. Then he received a copy of the book They Also Ran by Irving Stone. It contained the biographies of those unsuccessful presidential candidates, and it inspired Rouse to begin collecting their portraits. So each year, as the nation's capital hosted the inaugural balls and parade, the person who failed to win the election was officially memorialized in the First State Bank of Norton, Kansas. The tradition continues, and this week, Hillary Rodham Clinton will take her historic place among some quite distinguished losers. Cheers, Hillary.
Well, that's it. We're done for today. I'm Frank.
I'm Deb.
And we'll see you somewhere
Around Kansas.
Closed captioning brought to you by Ag Promo Source. Together we grow. Learn more at agpromosource.com.
And churned homemade ice cream. Let me tell you, Kansas is more than tornadoes. We're the best part of Dorothy's dream. We're the best part of Dorothy's dream.
Watch Ag AM in Kansas online at agaminkansas.com.